Okay, listen. You know those monkey's paw scenarios where you technically get what you asked for, but not what you wanted, and then you just kind of end up feeling like an idiot? Yeah, well, guess who's got egg on his face now? Because by virtually any metric, I should be over the fucking moon right now. This trailer has all the makings of my dream Pokemon game on full blast. You've got Totodile as a starter, an advanced sci-fi aesthetic, simple yet endearing character designs, an exploration system that actually works with an urban environment, the capture method from Legends Arceus, and a real-time battle system complete with the Pokemon's 4 moves assigned to the 4 face buttons on your controller, which, as anyone who knows me could tell you, is what I have been craving for years. So yeah, logically speaking, I shouldn't have anything to complain about here. Except, I was really looking forward to going back in time again and actually seeing the Kalos War, the Ultimate Weapon, AZ's Descent into Madness, all that shit in person. Because even more than the gameplay, what I loved about Legends Arceus was the world building. Like, it's one thing for a video game to casually say, yeah, this llama with a hula hoop stuck on its torso kinda created the entire universe starting on top of this mountain, but then Gen 4 doesn't actually elaborate on how belief systems work in the Pokemon world. And then you go back in time and realize, yeah, no, there were actual religious wars carried out over different interpretations of what this llama's deal was. To say nothing of the colonialism and attempted genocide. That's the kind of thing I'm interested in, man, even if it is from the setting of a children's video game franchise. Now, before any of you feel compelled to tear holes in my arguments, don't bother, I'm gonna do you a solid and point out the flaws for you. First and foremost, there's only been one Legends game prior to this one, so I shouldn't have placed any expectations on the second based on the first, seeing as how there's yet to be a set pattern or standard set for this particular subset of games. My mistake was assuming that the word Legends meant that we were always going to be looking back at key moments in the histories of each of these regions we visited again, when in actuality, it is far more likely that this was just a nod to Game Freak wanting to backtrack to previous generations so that they could shine some light on any unanswered questions or unresolved plot lines that they never got around to in the original games. And Isekai just so happened to be the best way to do that with Arceus. Which makes sense, seeing as how it kind of invented space, time, and gravity, or antimatter, depending on how you interpret Giratina. Moving on. Second, and this is the most important one, so all together now, this game wasn't made for me. Yes, great job, everyone. As a 35-year-old man, I am no longer the target demographic for this series. So any nitpicks I might have about why there are 2 Johto starters and a single Unova one, or how Vinny is clearly just Lysander in disguise, or Mega Evolution, none of that amounts to anything, because I am not the person whose sensibilities these games are being built around. Though I will say a very quick way to piss off the queer community is to heteronormatively gender lock the rivals. Like, this one wouldn't even stand out to me as much if it weren't for the fact that we just finished up what is arguably the queerest Pokemon generation in history, complete with gender-neutral bathrooms. So yeah, mechanically it's sound, ideal even, and while I may have my gripes, I'm sure I'll get over it. After all, it's a Pokemon game, and there are a lot more important things to worry about right now. Anyway, that's my time. Tip your servers. Hasta la bye-bye.